Back live with Bree and Maureen Smith, the mother on your left and sister of the Connecticut newlywed George Smith IV, who disappeared from his cruise ship on his honeymoon. Also joining us, Michael Jones, their attorney. Bo's hanging in because I have some questions for him. I want to make clear that we've reached out to the Russian boys who, as you're about to hear, play a very significant role in this mystery. We got absolutely no response even from the lawyer. But Michael Jones is about to tell us about a new video that has surfaced that is very dramatic and incriminates these Russian boys in a way more meaningful, perhaps, than they have been up until now. Michael, tell us briefly what the video portrays.
Yeah, Geraldo, the video was taken the afternoon of the morning that George disappeared, July 5th, 2005. And as it's been explained to me, the Russian boys passed the camera around what looks like a lunch table, and it looks like it's about 3 or 4 o'clock. And they're, in a mocking fashion, they're talking about George's death and his going overboard. And then at one point toward the end of the video, one of the boys stands up and makes a very self-incriminating statement.
It's, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like the preppy murderer.
Yeah.
Robert Chambers, when he made the video twisting up the bubblehead doll, that's
right.
why he got convicted. So you haven't seen the video. Who has this video?
The FBI has the video. What's on it was explained in detail. I found out about a year ago. It was explained in detail to me by one of the.
Well, you deposed these Russian boys.
That's correct. That's correct.
And what happened in the deposition?
Well, there were 4 depositions, one of each of the Russians, and also Josh Askin, the California boy. Took his deposition first out in California, and for 40 minutes he took the Fifth Amendment.
No kidding. The kid whose father we just had in the video piece took the Fifth?
Yes, exactly.
No way.
So these good Samaritans basically took the Fifth when all the important questions were asked about what happened that evening, which is very unusual behavior in a case where if I ask a direct question, did you kill George Smith, and they take the Fifth instead of saying.
I got to get to mom and sis, but did you ever polygraph these people?
We did not know, but our understanding is that there were some polygraphs taken by the FBI. Josh Askin's lawyer has admitted to the fact that Josh Askin failed his polygraph.
He failed it?
Yes.
And the Russian kids?
The Russian kids, Greg Rosenberg, and when I took his deposition, he talked about the polygraph, and he admitted that he failed as well, but he claimed that it was due to the fact that he had some sort of disorder.
Mom, what do you think happened?
I think my son was definitely murdered. Botched robbery, grand cover-up right at the very beginning. And that's why we're still sitting here 7 years later, because they've covered everything up.
The blood on the awning, would the fall itself have been enough to cause an injury to leave that kind of blood skid on the awning directly below his statement?
We've recently found out that there was also blood on the bed, which was my son's.
Blood on the bed as well?
Yes.
Indicating a trauma? Indicating that someone had cut him or some way?
Indicating that something happened before he went overboard.
Are you satisfied, Bree, that your sister-in-law, Jennifer, is absolutely innocent of any wrongdoing in this?
Well, it's my understanding that the FBI has cleared Jennifer.
She's cleared?
Yes.
All right. Now, you say that somewhat reluctantly, almost begrudgingly. Why?
Well, I think we're just disappointed that Jennifer didn't help us fight for answers, and so perhaps that's why you sense that in my tone.
And so where, Bree, do you want this to go from here? Now you have some new evidence, apparently, but it doesn't sound, however incriminating, it doesn't sound conclusive. Are you at all hopeful that there will be a resolution of this, or will this be one of those enduring mysteries?
No, I'm actually more hopeful than ever, because this videotape is just one piece of the puzzle, and we have substantial evidence in addition to the videotape. So I think that now, with this additional video, we're one step closer to finding out what really happened to George.
So, Maureen, what would you like the FBI to do from here on?
Make arrests. You see, Geraldo, they said that they had room service as an alibi. Royal Caribbean did not deliver room service to that cabin when they said they did. So their alibi is blown. There was no room service delivered to the room at the time they said Josh Askin was going around the ship the next day saying that's what saved them. But Royal Caribbean in our settlement papers said they did not deliver there because of their belligerent attitudes.
So you think it was a robbery gone wrong and they killed him to cover up their crime?
Right.
Bo, comment?
You know, you always look at a motive here, and we saw that there was some extreme drinking. Then we saw also that there was supposedly $50,000 or something, $200 hands of poker. So that will be a motive there. And if the young man did drink that heavily and pass out, if he wakes up and they're in his room trying to find the money or whatever chips, that would be a motive for them to try to beat him up. And then who knows what happens at that time? He gets up to defend himself, and maybe they end up killing him or beat him up enough to throw him off the ship there. Now, with that also, you have 4 different individuals there. Now, with those 4 individuals, they have to understand all of them, if they're keeping any evidence behind, they all could be involved in the conspiracy, even if they did not do the actual beating up or throwing the guy off. So if we could get one of those to come and give the truth and leverage them out, then we can definitely you can make arrests. But the arrest factor, you got to get a little bit more. The problem on these cruise ships there's no evidence. They don't investigate them properly, and that's our worst problem.
And you don't have a body either. I wish you the best. I really do. Thank you for coming on. Keep the story alive.
Yes, we will.
You know, that's the only way people are still paying attention.
Yes.
I want to thank you,
Thank you.
Counselor. Thank you. Up next,